Oh boy, it's springtime. We finally get to truly kick off 2022, the year of Weezer. Worked awesome for Green Day. I joke. I'm not gonna go all Crash Thompson about this. I actually think Weezer could pull off 4 releases in a year. Rivers is a really prolific songwriter, and I think different seasonal atmospheres is something Weezer can make pretty interesting. So they started us with the Spring EP, 7 tracks totaling at 21 minutes. Not all that shorter than their studio albums tend to be, but short enough that I have time to give my thoughts on each track individually. The EP starts with the track Opening Night, and I found its melody too repetitive. It also gives us some sloppier songwriting. Lots of rhyming happy with happy and stars with stars. The verse kind of sounds like it's trying to be catchy, but just ends up sounding grating. Chorus isn't bad, although it sounds more like a pre-chorus that could lead to something more booming that never comes. Next, we get Angels on Vacation, which immediately feels more interesting, but that verse sounds straight off of Ratitude. Luckily though, the chorus saves the day with some decent alt-rock vibes. And the bridge gives us some effective instrumentation with an awesome lead into the intro. Some of the lead guitars sound like the exact tone from Everything Will Be Alright in the end, which is a good way to go. Luckily we hear a lot of that on the album. A Little Bit of Love has decent atmosphere and some soothing acoustic guitar. Not as big a fan of the lyrics, but all in all it's not a bad vibe. Next is The Garden of Eden, which has a very intriguing intro. It definitely sets up a nice ambiance that differs from the previous tracks, but then goes straight into some of the poppier Weezer stylings that I'm just not into. No, I'm not expecting Pinkerton, but to me this song almost feels like it belongs on Make Believe, or the soundtrack to a rom-com. Then we get The Sound of Drums. The song's verse actually manages to be catchy, and I think the lyrics are pretty good stuff, but that chorus though, oof. It flips the song right on its head and edges into cringe territory. The penultimate track, All This Love, sounds like one of the most earnest things Rivers has done since OK Human. It expresses genuine frustration and feeling emotionally overwhelmed, which given Weezer's turbulent history is very understandable, and also very relatable for listeners, especially during COVID. Then wrapping it up we get Wild at Heart. This song doesn't sound like much at first, but it winds up being a fair closer for the EP. While the verse gets grating, the chorus and bridge save the track. The guitar tone on the solo is pretty solid, even if the solo itself leaves a lot to be desired. The outro is an effective send-off. It's quick, anthemic, and satisfying. Now, while I found a few things on this EP to be less than enjoyable, I can't say I'm disappointed. We knew this was going to be poppy, and lo and behold, it's a little poppy. And that's what makes it easier for me to judge Spring solely on its merits without much else getting in the way of that. I didn't feel misled or disappointed like with Van Weezer. We got what we thought we'd get. But I'm also not inclined to like it more because, well, it's better than some of the previous crap. That kind of novelty reaction isn't relevant here. And while I have to admit that personally, the whole Renaissance Fair vibe isn't really my thing, but it definitely doesn't make this a bad album. Is it good? Well, it's alright. It's almost like a weird hodgepodge of different Weezer eras. Got some Make Believe, some Green Album, some Ew Bait, and it makes for a fair release. I can't give it much else but an average 3 out of 5. No hate, but not a lot I'll come back to. Looking forward to summer. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to blow my nose. Fucking hate allergy season.
Hey guys, thanks to Cinnamon Toast Fuck Ton for watching this video. Make sure to like this and be my sub. As always, an extra thank you to my top tier patrons, Stephen Walk and Katie King.
Shit!